Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Quantum Show. And I am passing out links. I've got a few things to talk about and just chilling for the first hour. First hour, Quantum Solo. And let me see here. Passing out links. I'm grabbing the link from YouTube. This is the to watch link. And sending it to Facebook and Twitter as planned. I still doing the same things. Best I got, few notes on a pad. Works for me. And okay. Grabbed the link. I like it too. I changed it up recently from the Stormtrooper. Now he's kind of like a kind of Halo-y guy. He's an action figure that I did. He's actually the Void Trooper that I did using that crazy black paint. I like it. Hey Sarah, how you doing? Thanks for coming in. I'm passing out the links right now. I'm just sending it to Facebook and Twitter. Getting off of Facebook. And heading to Twitter. Yeah, what I got written down is I want to talk a little bit about science versus spacecraft making changes. I've been watching a little bit of Art Keith Andrews. I really like his Races of the World's books. Sorry. He only has one. He has a second one coming out at some point. Releasing self-published books is rough, so I understand it. Oh, someone talked to me on Twitter. Let's see. Okay. And yeah, link is sent on Twitter and Facebook. Good deal. Okay. Yeah, so let me go ahead and jump into it. Get myself back on screen so I can see what's going on. Yikes. Okay. Applying what you know. What do we know? We know that we can affect reality, and it really is on a quantum level. I'm serious about that. All we got to do is imagine it being that way, and well, reality is malleable, and we are in a kind of a matrix, and we can affect that matrix. It's pretty simple to me as a concept, but it's not so simple to apply. And well, it takes practice. Have you ever heard of the magical household? Be careful what you talk about, be careful what you think about, because in a magical household, you have people who do this all the time, and they're all kind of in sync with each other to get things done. And it's I'm not going to say it's perfect, but it's more harmonious. There's no arguing, there's no fighting and fussing, and you have people working towards common goals. And when somebody comes up with something they want to do that isn't a common goal, they get help from whoever else is there. So, yeah. And I've seen it in my household and my sister's place and other places, right? Because they are applying the law of attraction where they're seeing what they want and they're feeling what they want. I talked about this last week too. And it's yeah, it's real. You can just make things happen. So I don't really have any specifics on what do we know specifically because that's for you to decide. That's for you to decide. I'm not going to tell you how anyone lives their lives, right? But there's some things to. R. Keith Andrews says it best. Okay, yeah. R. Keith, you're still invited on the show. This is my time slot chosen, whatever works. Trying not to be in the way of anybody else's show that I know. And this seems to be it. So, R. Keith Andrews says it best. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Energy in, energy out. He has a third rule, but my third rule is remember you're an idiot. But no, I'm just joking. He has three rules, but I can only remember those two right now, and he's gonna politely Canadianly slap me for not remembering all three right now, but that's okay. And yeah, those rules, they're good rules. They're good rules. And but they're easy to misinterpret. Just like the Wiccan Read. It's easy to misinterpret. And it kind of boils down to in the Wiccan Read, right? Do your best with the minimal bad happenstance, bad side effects. Do your best with the least side effects you can make it happen, right? And that's applying what we know. That's quantum. That's straight out of quantum realm, right? And we vibrate. We are on a frequency. We exist here. This is all matter energy. It just happens that this is a coherent state of matter. Okay? All of it. Coherent state of matter. And we're all existing with it, coexisting. So if you want to fix a frequency, I'm not going to say raise or lower, but if you want to fix a frequency, you like to that frequency. You change to that frequency. That means that's the law of attraction. This is all about law of attraction, right? And R. Keith says it pretty much on all the. I call him the self-help shows because he talks about doing better in your life. But I'm a little, I don't know. That doesn't apply to me so much. So I take from it what I can and put it to here. And I don't have a huge audience because I don't think most people are ready to hear this kind of thing. The Starseeds have been saying it, but it's flavored with things that I don't resonate with. Okay. And a lot of them are 20 somethings that are coming out on TikTok, and I do not do the TikTok format. A few seconds is not long enough to do a quantum show, even 3 minutes. I do an hour solo, and then at least 2 hours discussion panel with the people that come in. So, yeah. And I thought about doing, show topics as in the show is the topic. Everybody does that. I'm not worried about it. I hear about it. And I take the little ideas that I hear in there. Don't I don't know. I don't really do much with it because if you're here, you're here. If you watch, you watch. You're interested in the topic or the subject matter, and that's cool. You're resonating. I am not on. I don't think I'm shadow banned. I'm not even on the radar list to be shadow banned. Seems we have 3 watching. I know I am one. So say hi in the chat here and YouTube. Okay, but that's applying what we know. I know the see a lot of people cover this, and there's only so many times you can say it. Do better. Go have improve your moral compass by whatever means you see fit. I go with the Wiccan Reed. Do as you harm none, do as you will. Paraphrased, and really, it is as you harm none, or as you harm the least possible. Do what you will, and deal with the repercussions of doing good. Let's see. Okay, and then making changes. Now, let's talk about making. Well, I think I'm going to skip that one. It's turned into like a motivational speak, and I don't really do that so well. So, not gonna go there. You know how to make change. If you don't, go buy a book or watch some of them TikToks that talk people up. Hey, Samantha, thanks for stopping by. I love it when you show up. I appreciate you coming by, Samantha. And oh yeah, I wanted to. No, don't need that. Don't need that. I was watching Rich Giordano earlier, and he was talking about a few things. He's good at staying on target. He really is. And I'm not so good about that. See, I went from applying what we know to Rich Giordano being able to apply what he knows. I'm not really good at staying on target like that. He can stay on a topic and look at it up, down, sideways, left, right. I'm not so good at that. Maybe, I don't know. And Amy seems to have herself a list of bullet points. I don't do a list of bullet points. I've got, look, this is my list. 3 things. Okay. And one thing I wanted to touch on was our science and how we think of things like Roswell and what was shown back in the 50s or the 40s in Roswell. So Jesse Marcel Jr., triple whatever, is on UFO Man right now. And I heard them talking about it. And they were talking about re-entry. Now, sci-fi people have known this all the time, right? You don't really need a re-entry when you have a craft. The reason we do re-entry is for efficiency of fuel, okay? If we had the fuel to do it, we would have a powered entry where we would have retros shooting down towards where we're going, so we slow ourselves down, not depend on air turbulence to slow us down. So, ufology, forget re-entry, because our science doesn't apply to anyone who's coming to visit. We don't know what they're using. They don't have to deal with re-entry. Forget about it. Don't even go there, right? Because they were on UFO Man. They were talking about, that was my phone. They were talking about, okay, Shadow and Sun. I got the notification just now. They are on. See you in a bit, Shadow. They were talking about the crinkly material that said, went right back and they said it was probably good during re-entry. Wrong line of thinking, wrong context. You don't need, when you have a ship that can do what theirs apparently can do, you don't need to do re-entry as we think of it. Okay? Real quick. When a ship goes into orbit, okay, we go into orbit to be able to use the least fuel possible, because it's a controlled fall. If you look at it, right, it's falling sideways, but the Earth's turning, and it's complicated. That's why it's called rocket science. And they say, and that phrase is, well, it ain't rocket science. Well, this is. And when you establish an orbit so you don't have to use fuel to constantly power the ship to stay up there. Okay. And then when you're doing re-entry, you're basically slowing yourself down a little bit in order for you to start falling down towards the ground center of gravity. And then our science has us doing re-entry, things that can withstand re-entry. We have all, a bunch of us have witnessed, they don't do space like we do space. We do it the playing with rocks and dirt method. We really do. Okay. They're using the conscious field and gravity and electromagnetics. We don't know how to use that yet. And they're using not our science. They're using laws of science that we don't know exist yet and don't know how to apply yet. They don't need re-entry because they can have a powered go down, a powered descent. If they have to descend at all, they could probably just blink from one place to another and be there because they are outside of this matrix. Actually, I have a thought on that. The matrix. Rich believes we're in a matrix reality. I believe we're in a matrix reality too. However, there is no outside the matrix that these entities, off-worlders, whatever, aliens, they're also in the same matrix, just at a different level than us. And they're here too. They're in here too. Well, I got two other people. I believe it's going to be Sarah and Samantha. Awesome. But yeah, they're in the matrix with us. They're just at a different level, and they know a little bit more about the matrix than we do. Matrix equals reality. This reality, they know just a little bit more than we do, and they're able to apply different things than we do. So ufology, stop saying things like re-entry when you're talking about people who aren't us, because they don't need re-entry. We need re-entry because we're monkey meat brains playing with rocks and dirt, saying, look at me, I'm going to Mars. Look at me, I'm going to the moon. Okay, we haven't been to Mars yet physically. Only our robots have. They're not, I don't think they're impressed yet. I don't think they're impressed yet. We're the lions in the habitat. They fear us. And they don't care to associate with us unless they're like studying us or just having lunch for the weekend or having a weekend trip. Like I see entities. Oh, and I made a connection. A while back, I took a report and Alien Girl covered it. Alien Girl covered my report. I did an interview, an experiencer interview. It was Maria. She comes to the chat, and Maria is just now in the chat. Quantum link right there. You missed me talking about applying what we know. Don't use the term re-entry when you're talking about aliens and their flying saucers, because they use aspects of science that we don't know how to use yet. And Yeah, pretty much that's it. Pretty much that was it. Talking about our Keith Andrews a little bit, and our Keith Andrews speaks with entities regularly all the time, and he is in contact or abducted with by people two 1 to 2 times a week, I think he said. And I totally believe him. I totally believe him because he has got, okay, I stick a finger in the quantum and get what I get. He puts his whole half self in the quantum, and he is in sync with it. He knows what's up. They don't listen to him. He has to listen to them. They don't listen to him because he's one of the monkey meat brains that lives here on Earth, playing with rocks and dirt, calling it science. And yeah, monkey meat brains. That's us. Monkey meat brains playing with rocks and dirt, calling it science. Quote me. You can feel free to quote me. Quantum Show said we're monkey meat brains playing with rocks and dirt and calling it science, because we are. And I was just about to go to something else, but now I can't remember. I was talking about the interview with you, Maria, in the chat right now. The interview with you about the doctor that attended you at 3 a.m. Well, as you know, I went to a thing in Indianapolis, right? And I saw an interesting few people. I called it the non-human report. And I did a whole show here on that trip where I went to Indianapolis and saw these people. Well, I didn't see anybody that sounded like the doctor. I did Godsend. That was it. I was trying to remember the name. Doctor. I didn't see the doctor people. Maybe I don't think I did. I don't think I did. I saw the nurse, not the nurse, not the same person, but one of the same species, race, breed, whatever, of the nurse. You said the nurse was kind of chubby, kind of thickly built with short arms. That sounds like the one that the skinny girl was walking with. Sounds just like that description. And I was like, whoa, wait a minute. And I just made that connection a couple of days ago. I was going to go, but I don't want to do shorts. And I figure, well, don't forget, put it in the Quantum Show on Saturday. So there it is. I think it's the same type of person that you saw, I saw as a friend of the skinny alien person. I think that's who it was. And yeah, I haven't seen any of the doctor people, but I've gotten reports. I took during that time, a couple few months ago, I took a report from one coworker, and she described someone just like Godsend, that she worked uh, at at an abortion clinic in the 80s in Michigan, and she described the same type of person. And I took a report from another hospital person, somebody who had to be in the hospital, and there was in El Paso. Yep, different hospital. I forget what hospital. I think it was Las Palmas. I'm not sure. Same type of person. And every time I go to the VA, I'm looking for that type of person because it seems like that is a program that is going on or was going on. So I'm looking for the medical personnel, any medical personnel. If you know somebody who's been in the hospital recently or is in the hospital now, ask them to look around for someone who is not too tall, but tall enough, wears something that obscures their face, completely covered. You can only see the back of their neck, and very white skin. Ask them. I bet that's a non human. or at least not 100% human. Seeing as how they're kind of task focused, right, in the medical stuff, abortion clinic, um, 2 hospitals in El Paso. Let's see here. Right. Not a lot of feedback. They love observing. I believe that this is a program. It's some kind of farming program or specimen gathering or something. And what better place to go to go get specimens than the place where they harvest specimens, in hospitals and observations. Now, when I say a specimen, I don't mean a physical thing, right? It might be readings. They might be taking uh, I don't know, vitals or statistics about different kind of people. And yeah, Maria is here. She gave me the interview. They don't give you a lot of feedback. They're not there to give feedback. They're there to collect information. And they're not there to talk back to the monkey meat brains, right? They're there to observe the monkey meat brains, get information about them, and don't get eaten in the process. Kind of like what we do with every wild predator. Don't get eaten. Don't bother them. They're going to do them. They're always going to do them. And uh, learn what you can. Yeah, notes. Notes and observations, data, take it back to whoever sent them in the first place. And I'm not sure. I need more information. There's just so many suppositions I could do about those guys in the medical field. So many. But I don't need, I'm not going to, because it wouldn't change anything. And it's still happening. It's still going to happen. And those guys in Indianapolis, the reason I think I blew my cover because I I think I mentioned this last show. My shielding was not so great, and I was blasting out aliens, aliens, and I think they heard me, or somebody heard me and told them, "Hey, time to go, or time to change tactics, or something." You've been found out. I'm not going to bother them. I've also been told, been given a little insight that the off-worlders like what I'm doing. I'm very pro-alien. I'm not anti-human, but I'm very pro-alien. Let's all Hakuna Matata get along, right? And playing, I'm with our Keith, right? Playing D&D and all these video games and reading all these fantasy and sci-fi books and the movies and the TV shows has really gotten me used to the idea of not humans, like having an orc buddy or having an alien buddy, a green alien, blue alien, yellow alien, whatever. Cheetah person. Bastille Longborough, welcome to the show. Beaumont is where I was. Well, not was, but that was where I uh, got my medical stuff done, was Beaumont in El Paso. I live there. Yeah, I think too loud. I was pinging you, I guess. I was in El Paso up to about 8 years ago. And uh, Beaumont and the VA associated was where I did all my stuff. And I wasn't thinking about all this stuff back then. Bastille, are you still in El Paso right now? Because I have an open request for people in El Paso if they can do it. Flat Earth. I can't believe it's a topic, but it is. And it's not really my topic. and people are talking about, well, you can go up in an airplane and not, you have to go so high. You can go to Trans Mountain Road, go up, and you can see the curvature of the earth. I promise. I can't get anybody to actually go do that. Go up. Oh, you're in Minnesota now? Okay. Cool. Minnesota. Is it snowing there right now? I don't know. But I can't get anybody in El Paso. Nobody wants to do this. And I know a bunch of people in El Paso to go up to Trans Mountain, go to the parking area, and take a picture of the horizon, the round horizon. Nobody wants to do that. I don't know why. Everybody says, yeah, I'll do it next week. I'll do it 3 days. I'll do it tomorrow. So did you go? No, I didn't get a chance to do it because it's throwback to Groupon. Of course, I'm going to leave a link in the description after the show to all these things I talk about. I'm trying to keep notes. Maybe I should start writing a few things down. Yeah, I know. Well, you got a computer, Amish boy. Why don't you use it? Because it's my computer. It will lock up the stream if I try to do much else. And so I try to keep things off of the computer and onto something that's not going to affect it. Okay. Snow last night and a couple days ago. Okay. You know, it is not really even that cold here right now. I'm in Nashville, Tennessee, and it's not very cold at all. I'm happy and disappointed at the same time because it's now December and we haven't had maybe some flurries, but they melted in like 30 minutes. So that's about the weather right now. Oh, I talked to my buddy Adana, and we don't talk too often because she works where I can't get to, and I work where she can't get to, and we don't really cross paths too much. But I talked to her about the cemetery, and she wanted to go back on Halloween. I was like, oh no, not no, but hell no. I don't want to get kicked out again, especially on the day when the veil is thinnest. No. And she didn't know what I was talking about. So yeah, life goes on. She's 23, 20, maybe 4. I don't know. And well, life is hectic for her. And she's still, doing the 20-something thing. And she just bought a computer. That's cool. At least she can do things like that. Buy a computer. She got her car fixed up recently. Yeah, I don't have much of an update. Not much activity here either. 15 degrees. Yeah, it's not very cold here. It's like 55. Or right now, I think it's like upper 50s. But yeah, not much activity in the house lately. Always something being moved, pushed, or played with. I don't even consider that weird anymore. I think to them, play with anything you want, just please be quiet. And ever since I did the offering, things have been very, very chill. Not much activity. I acknowledge them all over the place, and I think to them, if they're here or not, I don't know. I still don't go into that other room at night. Forget it. Because the activity that did happen over there, not going to do it. Not going to do it. It has been a while, but yeah, not much activity. I haven't had any sightings. I don't seem to be able to have sightings. When they told me when I say they, I mean spirit guides. They told me no to me meeting aliens, but yes to me meeting Bigfoot. I'm like, I can live with it. I will accept that. And one of these days, I'm going to go back out to Bigfoot country where my buddy lives in Gatlinburg and go looking around. Take, I don't know. I don't know what, not a camping trip, just like a day trip. And hopefully see things. Hey, Joe, welcome to the chat. Doing the first hour solo. Oh, you're in the right place. Charge into darkness as I am light. I am also light. We are the lighted. This is the quantum show. We are the quantum light. And okay, yeah, I wanted to bring up the article that you sent me on Facebook. I have to get it from my history now. New images from Hubble. Hubble's still at work. Don't count Hubble out. Do not count Hubble out. I also got some Lake Baikal humanoids found by Russia. Okay, here we go. Hubble just discovered a missile in space. And there are interesting things about this, but all we can do is see it. And it's a shame that I have research from the James Webb, because the James Webb would be able to see other things that the Hubble cannot. NGC 1999. I'm assuming they found it in 99, right? That's how they what am I doing? That is how they name things. 6 people watching. Thank you for joining the Quantum Show. It's pretty a chill show right now. And this is the first hour. Okay. There being an empty area of space is weird because there are no empty areas of space. They do not happen, and it's not a black hole. All right, there's that one. And what could cause the center of this mysterious gap in the center of NGC 1999 still unclear? Look at it with James Webb. Get some people and then hide your results like NASA you always do. Can't mess with the cash cows. Can't do it. Okay. Yeah. Let me touch on that a little bit. They want to keep us in a box of thought that this is reality, this is everything, and it isn't. Okay. I'm doing my best. Me personally, I am working my way up to changing this reality for everybody because it's everybody's reality, and breaking out of this dumb little box that we are in, we put ourselves in, because it's easier to play follow the leader than it is to be a leader, right? Okay. 2017, scientists from Russian Ministry of Defense met with a group of journalists to release some information about aquatic humanoids in Lake Baikal. This is a long, well, it's kind of a long article. I'm not going to read the whole thing. Mid 1990s, 8 humanoid skeletons were found in the depths of Baikal by Russian Navy divers. Depth of 160 feet, dated back to 5000 BC, which is not really that strange yet. Yeah, I don't think. Oh. This is different. The Baikal humanoid is an underwater creature first discovered by scientists in 2012. The humanoid is made of cartilage that has been estimated to be 1.6 million years old. I would like to see that data. I know they'll never show me. I'll never have it to look at on my screen because cartilage doesn't really survive very well. It gets eaten, it gets degraded unless it's in a tomb. And at the bottom of the lake, there's it's not mentioned in a tomb or in a container. Okay. I I don't think they found aquatic aliens. I think they found people, humans. They're all people. Yeah, they found people. I doubt the cartilage skeleton that's 1.6 million years old because we don't have that from sharks. We don't have that at all from sharks. Okay. I'm reading the chat now. Bastille says, we used to have a lot of birds in my neighborhood in the summer, but now they are mostly gone. A few robins here and there. They used to wake me up about 4:30 a.m. It's real quiet without them. And Joe says, talking about the Hubble telescope, they just released some of the more questionable, I'm guessing, information. Okay. Okay. Another thing I wanted to talk about. Where is our UFO report? Our slice of that UFO pie that's supposed to be in October. Where is it? Come on. Cough it up. Tell the Congress, the Senate, tell them what you know. They'll filter it the way they want to filter it too. And yeah, I know. Need to know. Who needs to know? You say, yeah, we got aliens. We don't know much about them. Here's a few pictures. Here's a few videos. Here's some statements. It's what we got. And that'll shut up the UFO community for a while. And yeah, no UFO report. Amy calls her senator. Awesome, Amy. Awesome. Amy from Alien Girl 111 called her senator. And of course, there's nobody taking calls. It was voicemail. And so she talked to the Senate robot and left her information and said, love y'all, bye-bye. Oops, that was awesome. But she did. She called. I've sent letters saying, release UFO documents, do this, do that. I've sent letters in the past. Maybe I should send another letter. Maybe I should make it easy for people to send a letter. Maybe I should leave one in the community section over on YouTube, a downloadable PDF, and you just sign it, or a Word document or something, text message. You can print, sign, send. I'm not paying for your stamps. It's on you. Form letters, chain mail the government into chain letter the government into sending us, releasing a UFO report. So yeah, UFO report is never going to happen. It's going to be so filtered and not have any information in it that nobody's going to be able to apply any information because you don't mess with the cash cows. If we knew something else was out there that would eliminate our need for electricity, fuel, gasoline, oil, coal, all that stuff, it would wreck the economy. And I think that's why all those hundreds of thousands of people being abducted every year in national forests and people just disappearing, I think a good chunk of them are now out in the stars and helping on board ships and doing stuff in space with not us at the helm, because we are the monkey meat brains who still think playing with rocks and dirt is the ultimate of science, and it is not. We're just now hinting at how to access our own consciousness, okay? Hinting at it when all a whole bunch of cultures have already known how to do this, to include Egypt, Aztec, um, insert culture here. Hey, Blue Chicken. Thanks, Blue Chicken. Thumbs up from Blue Chicken. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. I appreciate it. Okay, what do all the YouTube people say? Like, share, and subscribe. Smash that like button. We got a banger. It's a banger. Banger. Like, banger. I'm joking. I'm not really worried about like subs and yeah, Hindu. Thank you. There's another one. And of the cultures that have been able to access consciousness not using rocks and dirt, not using nuts and bolts hardware. So the only thing keeping us from doing it is us. I talked about this couple shows already. Crystals. How do they work? Do they work? Why do they work or why don't they work? Because you allow them to work. You perceive them to work. You program them because they are literally a hardware quantum link. Okay? Literally. Crystals work for some people because basically they say, this crystal works for me. And, well, crystals listen and broadcast. They are processors all by themselves. Some of them process some other things, like you got video chips, you got sound chips, you got network chips, you got, and then you got the weird, these are the FPGAs of hardware for the quantum, right? Now what that means is field programmable gate array. There's some hard science for you. There's some words for you. They are the FPGA of the quantum realm of witchcraft. You can program these things to do what you want. Some of them do some things better than others, right? Quartz is your go-to do everything crystal, but it can do so much, but it just like anything, it can only do so much at one time. It's the go-to do anything crystal. This one is, I am told, better for like the spirit realm and things like that. So that's why I this was given to me by Shingoji. Shout out. He comes in the chat sometimes. He watches a bunch of the same things I do, and he's the one that I visit in Gatlinburg. But yeah, we could access our quantum, access our higher beings, higher everything. First, you have to believe it, because we're programming reality as we go along. We're not doing it like it's complicated yet so simple. You know, we're living in this reality, and oh, I'm going to try to get R. Keith Andrews on here next week on the Quantum Show. I want him to tell his take on stuff, and I've got a bunch of questions for him. R. Keith, I've got a bunch of questions for you. I know he doesn't watch the show. I watch his show, and he would be great to have on. And he has already told me that he would be happy to come on my show, but he holds down a full-time job, and there's only so many hours in the day. Pre-planning is a must. I'm like, understood. Totally understood. And I should review his book. We should go through next week on the Quantum Show. I am hoping to get R. Keith Andrews on here, and we will go over Races of the Worlds, volume or version 1. I'm going to try. I'm going to try to get him on here. Planning anything during the week is limited to Thursday and Friday for me because I'm at work the other times. And when I have to go to work, I don't do anything else. Chores. I do chores. I make sure I can go to work because it's what you do, I guess. That's my reality right now, and I accept it. If it wasn't my reality, other things would be happening. We shall see. I am programming into my reality right now. R. Keith Andrews will be here next Saturday. Hey, Spider-Verse fan. Thanks for coming to the Quantum Show. You are walking in on the end of the first hour Quantum Solo, dude. Sorry. You can rewatch it later. And I'm going to be taking a break here in a couple minutes to get ready for hour number 2. See, now that's when I spin down the rabbit holes. I don't know what's going to happen because other people show up and I send out links and things for people to join the show. I wonder. I bet R. Keith would come on right now. He's in Canada. Or not right now, but for hour number 2. And I will clear him a row for him to be here. But he's been doing stuff all day long. And even though it's not so late here, it's late up there too. Because I want to hear about his experiences if he's willing to share. He goes on Space Out Radio with Dave Scott. And I've been trying to go to watch the shows. Dave, if you have R. Keith Andrews on, I'm sure to go see your show. Okay. At least for a few minutes while I'm doing whatever I'm doing. Because R. Keith will always get me to go to a show because he's a great guy. And he's got a lot of experience. And I want to hear about it. You know, not what do aliens taste like? People wonder why I say meat monkey brains. If you could, what? Spider-Verse, Spider-Man fan. Question, is it okay if I could the sound effects? You can download them, dude. You can download them, and if you have a way, like a little programmable something, you can put them in there. You can download them. They're out there. You got to do some digging. I don't have a direct link to it, but I've run across them before. Look for Star Wars sounds. Google Star Wars sounds, lightsaber, and Ezra, or Rebels, and you should be able to find them. Pretty easy. Pretty easy. Yeah, they're not new sounds. They're just repurposed from other Star Wars. Okay. Everybody, thanks for coming to the first hour Quantum Solo. That is the first hour. I'm going to wrap it up now. And I'm going to be coming back in a little bit as soon as I gather my thoughts, do stuff, make coffee in my Alien Girl 111 mug, the craft, the documents, the bodies. She's going to have a new, the lightsaber I have. You can download those sounds. Check them out. Check out Google and go hunting for them, dude. They're out there. I've heard them. I've had them saved at one point. All right, that is the end of hour 1 Quantum Solo. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you want to come in for hour 2 for the crazy rabbit hole talk, because I got things lined up for that just to talk about, feel free to click on back over. Thanks, and see you in a little bit. Keep it quantum.